Alright, so got some new toys at the studio. Here's a Panasonic Lumix G9. We're going to be unboxing that today, as well as the Panasonic Embody G9, which is the battery grip for the G9. A spare battery, or an extra battery for that battery grip. Also have the 25mm f1.7 lens for the G9. It's already unboxed because I bought it used. This is the 7 to 14mm wide angle lens for the G9. So we're going to be looking at that stuff today. Oh, and almost forgot one more thing. We have the Video Micro compact on camera microphone as well, which I'll be using with the G9. So there we go. Now, bet you're asking, Vasko, you have an EOS R, you had an A7 III. Why do you have such terrible lighting, Vasko? Why is your lighting so bad? Well, let me just adjust that. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm a 5D user. I've been shooting with Canon 5Ds for a long time. I decided I wanted to try out the Sony A7 III, so I did that. And I had the Sony A7 III for about 5 months. Loved the camera, loved the system, loved the menu. Lots of good things about the A7 III. I just didn't like the colors. I couldn't, they just didn't click with me, and that's personal preference. So I ditched that. I got an EOS R, which is over there. I'm gonna do a little filming with that soon. But right now I'm filming on a G7X because I prefer this style over cameras pointing at me. Alright, so for those of you who have been following the vlog, my vlog series, I started a new YouTube channel called VX2TV, and sometimes I did a lot of vlogging while we were in the Dominican Republic shooting for VX2TV, and that was fine. I kind of enjoy the whole vlogging thing and holding the camera. I think it's fun, but for VX2TV we want to do a lot of shows that involve a little more production value. You can't just be vlogging yourself all the time. So I needed a second camera, and that's where this G9 comes in. I did some research. I was looking at B cameras. I didn't want to buy another EOS R because I think that's overkill. That camera's way overpriced as it is. And I was looking at the Fuji's, the Sony A7 III. I had it already. I wasn't in love with the colors, so I didn't want to go in the Sony direction. And that's personal preference. Sony's a great camera system, great lenses, great camera. Nothing bad about Sony. Just for me personally, I didn't like the colors that came out of it, so I didn't want to go back to Sony again. So I researched the GH5, and the GH5 led me to the G9. I know the G9 is more of a photo-centric camera, a photo-based camera, and the GH5 is more video. But from my research and the face tracking, I can use the GH9 to replace this G7X, because this G7X isn't the best quality. It's okay. I'm very happy with it. It's without it I wouldn't have been able to start my YouTube channel. So I've made over 100 videos with it. It's fantastic. I can't say anything bad about this guy. I mean there's a lot of bad things to say for sure, but for the price, for what it is, for what I've been able to create with it, it's amazing. It's amazing. So I'm very happy with this, but it's time for an upgrade, and this Lumix G9 is the upgrade. So we're going to try vlogging with this, which is why there's a microphone and a super wide angle lens. Yeah, so let me talk as I unbox this stuff, because I'm not going to go through all the specs and the settings, because this is not really a new camera, and anybody interested in the G9 probably knows all the settings and specs anyway. So let's get into it. If only I could open a box with one. Oh, there we go, one-handed open. So anyway, this is going to be the new vlogging camera. Let's get in here. This is the most exciting part. And this is obviously micro four thirds. Okay, so we got a strap. We got, I guess that's for battery charging cables. Battery, that'll be important. Hopefully there's a charge in there. Charger, more cables, and that box is done. Okay, so let's take a look at this. And here we go. Here's the EOS R filming me as I make the introduction of the G9 into my vlog series. And there it is. There it is. Oh wow, that's surprisingly light. That's super light. Wow. And of course, the thing with the G9 is, you take this off, it's got a tiny little sensor in there. Wow. That is super tiny. Holy cow. That's my thumb. That's the sensor. Woo! And apparently it produces better quality 4K than my EOS R over there, so I'm excited about that. It doesn't have that low pass filter on the sensor, so everything is super sharp, super clean. And I can't edit 4K at the moment, but I can shoot in 4K and then downsize it to 1080p, and I'm hoping for a cleaner image than what I can produce here with this G7X. Okay, this is cool. Let me put that on there so it doesn't get dust on it. Unlike the EOS R over there, it doesn't have that little flip down, I guess the shutter doesn't come down to protect the sensor from dust, which is super cool about the EOS R. I like that. I guess you know what? I have to put the battery in. Batteries. It's on. Let's put on this lens. This is the 7 to 14 millimeter. Flip it on. Woo! Holy cow! Okay, wow. That is super wide. Holy. Okay, so if I were to vlog with this, that is nice. Okay, so old setup, new setup. Okay, this, you know what? This is a little heavier, but it's not heavy at all. So the G9 for vlogging, I think is going to be fantastic. I think it's going to work out real well. And this, the one downside of the G7X is the field of view wasn't so wide. I think it was equivalent to 28 millimeter or something like that. But you definitely, when you struggled when you had 2 people in frame, you could fit 2 people, and then when, like, just the head and shoulders, and once you got to 3 or 4 people, it just got too crowded. So you see here, with this is the focal length here of the G7X. I could fit myself and one more person here, but maybe 3 if I really extended. But once you got to a group of people, it just didn't work. So with this guy, we can definitely fit. I don't know if you can see that in there. I don't know what you would be looking at anyway, but you can fit a lot more people in here with a 7mm lens, which is equivalent to about 14mm on a full frame. So this is basically 14 to 28 on a full frame. And that's plenty. 14mm wide is great. Alright, so let's take a look at a few more things. Here we have the battery grip. And this is really cool. If you guys, I don't know if this is a deal anywhere else, but in Toronto, they offered this battery grip for free with the G9, which is pretty cool. I'm not a fan of battery grips. I don't use them very often. I find them, they just add weight. And I don't know how the battery, how good the battery is for the G9, if it'll last for a whole shoot or what the deal is. So it's free. Pick it up, get the battery grip, why not? And there it is. I guess the battery would go in here. Okay, so looks to me like it just holds one battery. So you have one battery in the battery grip, and I suppose the other battery stays in the camera. Okay, well, let's get this set up. Okay, and just out of curiosity, I grabbed the EOS R, and I want to see these 2 cameras side by side. So let me take off the battery grip off the G9. Okay, so here we go. Here's the EOS R and the Lumix G9. I don't know if you call it, I guess it's a Lumix. It says Lumix, but on the box it says Panasonic. I'll just call it a Lumix G9. But you can see here the bodies themselves are pretty close. I wouldn't say that there's any real difference in size, nothing significant. Look at that. So the grip, oh, I like this. The rubber texture here on the side of the G9, that is really grippy. I don't want to say sticky. It's not sticky, but it feels grippy. It feels good in the hand. I like that compared to the EOS R. Ooh, I think I prefer the grip on the G9 a lot better. This grip is just really smooth. Of course, this lens weighs a ton on the front too. Oh, this feels so much nicer to hold just because of the weight, the lower weight. And of course, this has in-body image stabilization. Canon just applied for a patent for in-body stabilization, so that's on the way for Canon. But right now, if you want stabilized images from a Canon, from the EOS R, you have to use an IS lens. Whereas this lens is not IS, but with the in-body stabilization, the image should be shake-free-ish. I don't know, we'll have to test it out and see. But you know what I should do, actually, since I have both these cameras, I will test photo quality, I will test video quality, I'll compare them a little bit, because I'm sure all you gearheads out there, let's find some good light here, would probably want to see that. How does an EOS R you know, a really expensive camera. Well, yeah, I don't want to say really expensive, but yeah, it's up there. And a Lumix. This I picked up for, it was on sale for 1,600 Canadian, which is nothing, with a free battery grip too, which is almost nothing. I mean, what is nothing? What am I talking about? Okay, so let's open up this 50 millimeter here. Oh, it's equivalent to 15 millimeter on full frame. It's a 25 millimeter here on this micro 4/3 sensor. And it's a f1.7 lens. So in case I do any interviews or close-ups with the G9 here, I have a lens for that. And this is relatively cheap. I think this is around $200 or so. Oh my God. That is tiny. Holy cow. That, my friends of the internet, is a 50 millimeter lens. Holy cow, it feels like it's smaller than a tennis ball. Micro 4/3, you know, here we go. I've never owned a micro 4/3 camera ever before. It's the first time, so I guess and there's a lens hood for the lens as well. That is the 50 millimeter on the micro 4/3 Lumix G9. Okay, so this is fun. I'm gonna have to learn a new system, and that always makes things exciting. So this is going to be the new vlogging camera going forward. That's the plan. And I want to use, this camera is just a little too heavy for vlogging. I don't mind carrying it, it's fine, but when I give it to other people to carry, especially the models, they're just like, oh, it's too heavy. And I definitely get it, especially with these lenses and stuff. It's a little heavier than I would like it for a vlogging camera. So this is gonna be the new one, and it's also gonna be the B-roll camera, because when I filmed a cooking show with Rochelle Lisa for VX2 TV, and that's gonna be dropping, I don't know, in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whenever we have a schedule for VX2 TV, and we're trying to drop one show every 3 days, so it's coming up after the Dominican Republic stuff. But yeah, filming that, I filmed it with the Canon EOS R, and it's just one perspective the whole time, and I had this G7X, but the quality here isn't the same, and it was just a little weird. So I thought, you know what, to make production value or make production quality better, I need a B-roll camera. So that's what this is going to be, B-roll camera and vlogging camera. It should definitely pay itself off, because as a photographer, as somebody who works with equipment, you want to buy equipment that can make you money, that'll eventually pay itself off in the future. You definitely don't want to be investing money in things that are just going to sit and collect dust and just be an expense for you, because eventually when you sell it, you lose money. So you want to make money and then sell it, you know, and pay off all your equipment so you're in the clear. All right, friends of the internet, this vlog is getting a little bit too long, so what I'm going to do is break it down into 2 parts. I'm trying to keep each vlog under 15 minutes. In part 2, I will be looking at the EOS R and G9 and doing a little bit of video testing to see what they look like. I'll also test the Rode Micro mic on both cameras to see if that makes any difference on audio quality. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in part 2.